Dear students, in this video we are going to see the third chapter continuation. In the previous class we have learned about data communication between CPU and memory. In that we have seen about the two registers concept, that is MDR and MAR. MAR is used for storing the address of the register. It is used to find the location in the main memory, and then the MDR is used to keep the content. So this particular content you can able to read from the memory, otherwise you can write into the memory. So using the MDR you can able to read or write the content from the memory. And then we have seen about the what is bus also. The bus is nothing but the collection of the wires which is used to communicate between the components of the computer. It will transfer the content from one component to another component. And then what is a PC? The PC is that is nothing but it is used to keep the track of the next instruction to be executed. So using the PC only, the computer automatically executing the next statement. And then the next is the types of the microprocessor. So what are the types of the microprocessor? It is based upon the following two criteria. One is the width of the data and another one is the instruction set. Already we know that is the width of the data is that is a multiples of 8. It may be 8-bit, 16-bit, 32-bit like that. Yes, if you want to execute a 32-bit instruction using the 16-bit register means that is it's a possible by dividing the 32-bit into 2 and then executing the first 16-bit first and then the second 16-bit second. So if you are executing the 4-byte instruction in a 2 bytes processor, it will slow down the processor because there is a need for dividing the instruction. So based on the data with the microprocessors divided into 4 category, that is a 8-bit, 16, 32 and 64. And then the next classification is based on the instruction set. From the name itself we can say that is the first type is the reduced instruction set computer, that is it have only limited instructions like add, subtract, multiply, divide like that. And then the second type is it's a complex instruction set computer. Here if you want to perform the very complex task means you can use this type of the microprocessor. For the complex tasks we can say the example, the live example is a trading. In the trading the products are the product price will be vary within a fraction of the seconds. It will go up and then go down like that. It will do many processing. So if you want to process like the trading means there is a need for the complex instruction set computers. It will execute more and more data as well as it will show the result then and there. That is using the real-time concept. And then the next topic is the memory devices. We are seeing under the third chapter, computer organization, how the components are arranged in the system. And then what are the various components are available under the system. Here that is our memory devices is nothing but it's similar to our human brain. So we are storing many things in our brain, and then whenever there is a need you can able to get it, no? And then sometimes we may forget, but the system won't forget. That is always it will store and then it will retain whatever data you are going to store in the memory. So in the memory you can able to access in two different types using the sequential method, and then the random method. Using sequential and random method. The sequential method means that is for example you can say that is in the attendance order they are using the all of the teachers are using the alphabetic order, no? That is calling the names as in the alphabetic order, that is one by one, that is called as a sequential. What about the random access? I want to question a student, I can able to call any student, that is called as a random selection. I can call any student, it won't be in any order. If the student want to ask any questions, the person can be, any person can ask questions. There is no order in that. That is called as a random access. And then you can able to perform two type of the operations, the read and then the write. You can read from the memory, and then as well as you can write the content into the memory. And then here the memory hierarchy, how the memory is arranged here. The order of the memory, the cache memory, main memory and hard disk. Hard disk, you are familiar with the hard disk, that is it's a secondary storage device. And then the main memory, it is a RAM and ROM, and cache memory is a small set of memory which hold only the batch of instruction which is to be executed. Currently executed statements will be available under the cache memory, so that instead of searching a content from the main memory which is having the 4 GB memory, if you are going to search only 100 locations, means it will be more faster. So the cache memory will have only less memory, so that you can able to search the content in a very speedy manner. So that the cache memory is very fast when you are going to compare with your main memory, and then it is fast when you are going to compare with your hard disk. If it is a speed, means the cost will also be very high. But the storage capacity is less in cache memory when compared with the main memory, and then it is less in main memory when you are going to compare with the hard disk. Okay dear students, go through up to this topic in your book. You read the content from the initial up to the hierarchy memory once, and then underline all the key terms. And then in the one more video, we are going to see about how to run your sample C++ program. Okay, thank you students.